Good men must die, but death cannot kill their names. Our death is not an end if we can live on in our children and the younger generation. For they are us. Our bodies are only wilted leaves on the tree of life. It's only when we truly know and understand that we have a limited time on earth, and that we have no way of knowing when our time is up, that we will begin to live each day to the fullest, as if it was the only one we had. Death may be the greatest of all human blessings. I would rather die a meaningful death than to live a meaningless life. Death never takes a wise man by surprise. He is always ready to go. It is natural to die as to be born. Death is not extinguishing the light. It is only putting out the lamp, because the dawn has come. Our dead are never dead to us until we have forgotten them. Death is the wish of some, the relief of many, and the end of all. Death aims only once, but never misses. No one can confidently say that he will still be living tomorrow. Death, they say, acquits us of all obligations. Death is more universal than life. Everyone dies, but not everyone lives. I want to be all used up when I die. The bitterest tears shed over graves are for words left unsaid and deeds left undone. Man alone chimes the hour, and because of this, man alone suffers a paralyzing fear that no other creature endures, a fear of time running out. Dying is a troublesome business. There is pain to be suffered, and it wrings one's heart. But death is a splendid thing, a warfare accomplished, a beginning all over again, a triumph. You can always see that in their faces. Death must be so beautiful, to lie in the soft brown earth with the grasses waving above one's head, and listen to silence, to have no yesterday and no tomorrow, to forget time, to forget life, to be at peace. Life is for the living, death is for the dead. Let life be like music, and death a note unsayed. A friend who dies, it's something of you who dies. The boundaries which divide life from death are at best shadowy and vague. Who shall say where the one ends and where the other begins? There is no cure for birth and death, save to enjoy the interval. The dark background which death supplies brings out the tender colors of life in all their purity. Let life be beautiful like summer flowers and death like autumn leaves. The loss of a friend is like that of a limb. Time may heal the anguish of the wound, but the loss cannot be repaired. We all die. The goal isn't to live forever. The goal is to create something that will. We will all, someday, experience death and become obsolete as a dead leaf falling from a tree, crushed by passers-by to ashes underlying the earth. Birth and death are the most singular events we experience, and the contemplation of death, as of birth, should be a thing of beauty, not ignobility. Death is no more than passing from one room into another. But there's a difference for me, you know, because in that other room I shall be able to see. No one here gets out alive. To the well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure. Death leaves a heartache no one can heal. Love leaves a memory no one can steal. Death is something inevitable. When a man has done what he considers to be his duty to his people and his country, he can rest in peace. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. The truth I have been seeking, this truth is death. Yet death is also a seeker, forever seeking me. So, we have met at last, and I am prepared. I am at peace. To die will be an awfully big adventure. Because life is fragile and death inevitable, we must make the most of each day. Every man's life ends the same way. It is only the details of how he lived and how he died that distinguish one man from another. If being a kid is about learning how to live, then being a grown-up is about learning how to die. By becoming deeply aware of our mortality, we intensify our experience of every aspect of life. Death, in itself, is nothing, but we fear to be we know not what, we know not where. The day which we fear as our last is but the birthday of eternity. Every parting is a form of death, as every reunion is a type of heaven. Death does not concern us because as long as we exist, death is not here. And when it does come, we no longer exist. After all, what's a life anyway? We're born, we live a little while, we die. When I die, I want to go peacefully like my grandfather did, in his sleep, not yelling and screaming like the passengers in his car.